scalped. Now in 6 months that you are in pre-retirement in Thailand, actually pre-retirement, but you're building Zero to Juniper, that is a big thing for your early retirement. How old are you?
I'm, what do you think? How do I look?
I will say 36.
Close. I'm 38.
38.
38.
Perfect.
Yeah. 38.
So 38 years old, and you are in pre-retirement. I mean, I feel ashamed for myself that I'm 50. I turned 50, and you 38. In pre-retirement in Thailand. Which part of Thailand do you live exactly now?
I'm a little bit north side of the Bangkok. It's not very far, but not exactly in the capital city, because many people, when they think about Thailand, they think Bangkok. But it's a little bit on the northern side. It's more of the countryside, but I like it. I like it this way. And because I can actually mix my professional life, plus I can, whenever I have my free time, the nature and the countryside environment setup, I completely love it. So yeah, it's a perfect setup for me. And pre-retirement is a good word, because I'm still not completely retired. I'm not sitting outside my home and smoking cigars.
Well, after a meal, there's nothing like a good cigar.
It's not that, but yes, pre-retirement, because I'm working toward the life that retirement kind of money needs, right? So but the basic idea is that you keep on learning, and you make it fun. That's the objective also. And I always try to strive for this, that I try to make sure that learning becomes fun. It should not be completely boring or numbers or states. It should be logic. It should be something which you can relate to, which you already know. So yeah, there's a whole thing which we can talk about this in the detail about how the learning process works and how do I approach it with my students.
Absolutely. Also, because if you smoke cigars, at the end of the retirement will be short at least. So it's better not smoking. And it's always better having
unless these are Cuban cigars. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I have to say that the truth is that you're totally right, because when you stop working like in the standard way, like you go to work for a company, you need to keep the mind always active, because otherwise it's really bad. And if you have a lot of things to do, life will become really, really interesting, because you are in full control. This is what I experienced myself 3 years ago when I made this decision for myself. And the life will become completely yours, in your control. And you just need to decide when to work. And at the end, you see that you work even more than before, but you like it because you do things, only things that you like. What was your last work when you were working in corporate?
Oh, actually, it was pretty exciting as well, because I was working for a service provider. So in networking field, what happens, networking is enabling communication between different devices. So when we think about networks, we think about computers connected to each other. But now we are talking about on the level where you have to connect the branches to each other. So you have an organization with 50 branches all across the globe. You want to connect them. You want to make sure they remain connected. There is no downtime, and you want them to be error-free. I had a job about troubleshooting the customer issues who have taken our services. So we provide them the circuits. So we call them circuit-based. Circuit is just a fancy word for a link or a connection from point A to point B. Now that point A and point B can be very far. That's the problem here. It could be 2 kilometers or 2,000 kilometers or miles if you are from US, right? So the service providers actually make sure that those links are up, working properly, and there are no issues. So that's what I was mainly working with.
And which protocols were you using mainly on your daily activities?
Mainly dealing with MPLS, multi-protocol label switching, which is an awesome protocol. I love it, and I really like to teach it also because MPLS is very similar to real life, and I always like to compare things to real life. So MPLS is one of the protocol I use. BGP, border gateway protocol, was there, and it was actually more than protocols. It was which kind of devices were they using? Do they just did they just need the connectivity, or do they also need security, which goes without question, without asking. Everyone needs security. So we had firewalls also set up, and nowadays they have advanced and intelligent devices which can actually work as the routing devices, as the firewall devices, and also as the WAN optimizers. So these devices are called the software defined WAN or SD-WAN. So SD-WAN was also one of the protocol or technology I used or worked with a lot in that job.
But one of the questions I always get from the students, from people they start from scratch, is how can you arrive at that point? How can you arrive from zero to work for service providers and connecting even service providers? What the path? What did you do to when you started from scratch to arrive there?
Yeah. First of all, you need to understand what is networking to even know are you interested or not. So that's why I always encourage people to at least take the basic level of courses so that they know exactly what they are getting into. And let's say if somebody is doing a CCNA level of course. CCNA, by the way, is a Cisco company's basic associate level networking course. So that's how it started for me. When I did my CCNA, Cisco Certified Networking Associate, which was like the basics of, by the way, before CCNA, I did Network Plus, which was the Comshia company's basics of networking. And then I did CCNA. And that's how I knew that I am very interested into this field, because this actually imitates the real life. We are communicating right now because you have, you are here and you have eyes and ears, so you can see me, you can hear me, and you have mouth, so you can speak. And then when I'm speaking, the data is traveling through some medium to you, and then you are processing it and then giving me a reply. So this is called an exchange, right? A communication. Similar things happen in networking also, and that really intrigued me. So that's how I started. So not going very deep or very detailed, to answer your question, they should anybody who is interested in networking should start with Network Plus and CCNA, so that they have the core fundamental knowledge of networking basics, and then they can decide is it for them or not. If they are interested into this, if they think that this is something which intrigue them, then they can actually pursue the higher level certifications like I did. I did my CCNA back in 2008. And then I did my CCNP. My CCNP was really international, by the way, because that time in CCNP, you had to do 3 certifications: route, switch, and T-shoot. They used to call it these 3 certifications. So I was in Jamaica. Sorry there. I was on a project in Jamaica, another company, and I did my route, CCNP route there. And then my project got over. I got back to India. I did my CCNP switch in India. And then I got a job in Thailand, and I did my T-shoot in Thailand. So my CCNP is really international, as you can see, all over the place. But yeah, CCNP I did in 2011 and then 2012 I did my CCI. So I really love networking, and anybody who goes into this world, they will find out that this is very, very logical and very rewarding as well. Because as soon as I was doing my CCNA, CCNP, CCI, the salary also increased according to that. Number of opportunities increased. I got huge opportunities with great pay offers when I was doing these upgrades in my life. So whenever you learn something, it always pay you off. So learning is never expensive. learning is you cannot put a price on learning because you always get 10 folds when you learn something good.
Absolutely.
About that.
I agree, because it's where you really invest on yourself. And by the way, also my CCNP was quite international, not like yours. I made my CCNP T-shirt and switch in Thailand, and I was still working in Switzerland, and the CCNP route in Laos, because we were traveling. And we were in
Laos. Wow.
Yes, because we were traveling with my kid at the time. I had only one child, and we were traveling there. And then I said, "This is an opportunity for me because I'm in Vientiane. I was like 2 kilometers from the test center, which was the most incredible test center I found in my life. It was almost impossible to believe that you could take an exam there. I saw computer was like 30 years old. So I couldn't even, I was lucky that I had a mouse.
Wow.
A mouse. I mean,
that must have been an experience.
Was an experience, but then I passed. And then I made my CCIE written exam. That was a CCIE written exam in Sofia. I was with the company there because there was a branch there. And in the same building where there were our meeting, on the other side of the building, there was a test center. So I said, I make it there because otherwise at the time, you couldn't make this online like today. At the time, you had to go in person view. So
absolutely. And nowadays it becomes easier because of the online taking exam. I have seen people, to be honest, in our course who did not know anything, but now they are asking me questions, technical questions, which amazes me also, and I think, wow, they have come so far. And that's a testament to it, man, because ultimately it's not the result, it's the effort that you put into that journey. Journey is more important because that's what will give you those high paying jobs. It's not just getting the certificate. CCNA certified doesn't mean anything if you don't know what you're talking about. So you have to put the
absolutely. And I can tell everybody, if you are CCNA certified and you don't know really your stuff, your life will be a pain. On a daily basis. So I really discourage people to do those things they do just to get a certification. You need to know your stuff. Doesn't matter if you don't have the certification. I can tell you, it's better if you have it because you can attach to your CV. But it doesn't matter because people say to me, well, but if I don't have the certificate, they will not call me. Well, partially true, meaning you have a reduction of a job interview, but you'll still have job interviews. You'll be shocked. Then when they ask you if they have to choose between someone who has 3 certifications and doesn't know anything, and you that you don't have, but you know everything, guess who are going to choose?
Absolutely, very easy choice. Very easy choice.
People really over.
And if people are out there who are listening right now who have certificate and they are not comfortable with the knowledge part, then you should act fast. You should actually join some courses like Zero to CCNA to make sure that you are on par with your certificate. So because now you have taken something which you don't actually represent, so that is not going to fly with the interviews or in any kind of job. So you have to make sure you match these two things. You have a certificate already, okay, not an issue. Now quickly get your knowledge up there as well, as soon as possible.
Another thing that I hear all the time, and is not true, is about age. People believe that when you arrive at my age, for example, game over. No one will hire you anymore. Guys, this is not playing football. This is IT. I saw in my career decisions between people 25, 30 years old, 62 years old. Guess who are going to choose at the end? But take also from the company perspective. Of course, always true that depends on how the interview goes, because you need to balance the technical part and the soft skills part. But when they make a decision, they also say, well, but what about if this guy, 25, is so technical, so prepared, and the other one is 62, but has a very good relationship with the team and knows his stuff in a way that is sufficient for the job? What about making the decision? We guarantee us 3 years with a person who for sure will stay here until we decide to go into retirement. On the other side, you never know, it can be 6 months, and the job is too boring for him. I saw this all the time. So the age is never a limit into IT. Then, of course, there are other works where has its importance. But also for us, we have students, they are 65 plus into the program.
Yes,
because
absolutely.
You keep your mind active. This is the main.
We have people in the program who are actually working from before when I was born. So I born in 1984. And there are people who have been working since 1983, 82. There's no age limit. What is important is that you're willing to work and you provide some quality to the team. You provide some solution to the team. That's what they are looking for.
Sometimes when I had my calls, my Zoom sessions with the new students, they mentioned to me the same computers I was using when I was young, when I was like the age of my son, like 9 years old, 10 years old, like the Big 20 or the Sinclair ZX81. You can go to check the thing was a box that was impossible to use. It was really not user-friendly.
That thing, I didn't even see that.
I mean, it's incredible the progress that IT made from that moment till now. And to be really honest, this is one of those moments because there is a lot of uncertainty in the society, in the economy, where IT represents really the solution, because there's never shortage about works, jobs, super paid, and they can say whatever they want. They say now, apart from the age, they say now there is AI.
He is the one.
A customer would not like to talk to an AI robot. He would like to talk to a human being with his issues, right? So these kind of things, they cannot replace completely with the AI.
Never,
and that's why you see that when and it is going to add to you. So you can actually learn AI also. You can use it for your benefit in your networking journey, and it can actually help you. So yeah, that can be a great way. It's a positive thing.
Every time we use AI, we see it all the time. I mean, personally, you want to go to a customer service website, they ask you, can you give me the words? I never, ever found the solution through that way. I need to talk to someone explaining the problem. And still, this is not enough, because I need to find the right person able to understand the problem and to fix the problem, because talking to a person is generally not enough. Maybe you need to talk to 2 or 3 before you find the right.
Hello, IT? Have you tried turning it off and on again? Oh, okay, well, the button on the side, is it glowing? Yeah, you need to turn it on. The button turns it on? Yeah. You do know how a button works, don't you? No, not on clothes.
Hello, IT? Yaha? Have you tried forcing an unexpected reboot?
No, there you go. No, there you go. I just heard it come on. No, that's the music you hear when it comes on. No, that's the music you hear when it... I'm sorry, are you from the past?
You see, the driver hooks a function by patching the system call table, so it's not safe to unload it unless another thread's about to jump in there and do its stuff, and you don't want to end up in the middle of invalid memory. Hello?
Oh, really? Really? Well, why don't you come down here and make me then? Huh? What, you think I'm afraid of you? I'm not afraid of you. You can come down here any time and I'll be waiting for you. I told her.
So
Right.
it's really not true. And what people also don't understand is the power of the network. I mean, the power of the internet. And I can say, because we have a new generation, I can see, because I have 3 children, 3 small babies. If you observe them, for them, having internet is a must. So it's not something that is optional. So having internet is out of the question.
It's like a necessity.
If there is a disconnection, even short for 1 second, 2 seconds, you'll know that the network has a problem in my house, because you see what happened in the environment.
You have these syslog servers who report you immediately.
I don't need the alarm, because it's the human alarm. So think about it. This is a new generation growing, but to be really honest, you can see it also now. Even those people that they struggle to move from the no computer things to the computer world, now they are super sensitive about connectivity. So they complain a lot if they have slow responses, if they have disconnections, if they have wireless problems. You can see is absolutely vital to have a stable solution. The network is the main thing. And that's why this world really is so rich of opportunities. And to be really honest, they can say what they want, but this world is just at the beginning, not at the end. Because they say, it's at the end. Well, you say to me, you say it's at the end, I have to do it before. You're saying to me that internet is not so important after all, we can stay without. But then I want to check the time you spent on the smartphone,
on internet,
and I see the number, and I say, what are you talking? The same thing.
Absolutely. It's everywhere. You think not only just in networking is everywhere. You think about this. You are accessing, you're browsing internet, and you think you are using networking, and then you shut down your internet and you go to 7-Eleven, a very friendly store. No, networking there is also. They have all the computers interconnected, so they dynamically know that when some certain particular stuff is out of stock or getting low on stock, because whenever you scan your products, it immediately informs the main server that, okay, in that particular shop, in that region, in that 7-Eleven, there is supposed to be 500 bottles of blah, blah, blah. Now there are only 30 bottles according to the number of scans I see. Immediately a new assignment can be shipped there. So you see, networking is being used everywhere. You go outside, you are using networking, not just on internet. And that's your opportunity. That's where you get lots of opportunities if you are good at it. Absolutely. And that's where we come into the picture.
In countries like UK, for example, where I used to live before, is even when you get a bus, when you go to the underground, the tube, you have this card. I don't know if it still exists, but I believe yes, called Oyster. And you pass this card, like you don't have the ticket like we have in Italy, for example. You have the card, and there is like a credit card. You put it there, and automatically send the information to the network, and then you receive notification from this system. They tell you, you went there yesterday, so I highly recommend tomorrow not to do this, because there is a plan work there. You can instead do this, and this. So imagine the system created based also on your habits, on your traffic habits. It's incredible, and you save a huge amount of time. Same for the delivery at home. Think about old people; they can't go out. They can order online products. They receive everything. Everything is based on the internet. So it's only that you have to do the work. That's the thing. You have to do the work. when you do the work here in this specific moment, you have only opportunities. You don't have drawbacks.
Yeah. And that's where we come into the picture. We are here to make sure that you get your networking journey started, and started with a bang, because you will be really prepared after 24 weeks of zero to CCNA if you are really willing to learn networking right from the zero, from the start. So
Absolutely.
that is a very good chance.
And to conclude this first appointment we had, I have to say that I had people ask me about Network Plus, because people know that we have zero to CCNA, zero to CCIE, and now we are building the last phase of zero to Juniper, which is zero to JN CIE. But I have someone who's interested in Network Plus. So I can say we are not going to create a Network Plus program, but a lot of people, they were asking if you could make some video on YouTube talking about Network Plus, just from scratch, absolute scratch. So
Absolutely,
if this is
we can
possible,
do that.
we can start over the next appointments, so that you can also talk to us about Network Plus.
Absolutely.
And then we see if people want more. We see if we can do more also about Network Plus.
Absolutely.
The reason why I don't want to create a program completely Network Plus is because I encourage everyone to go to zero CCNA, because it's vendor related, and the companies want Cisco. The people need to understand that even, I don't want to say Cisco is better than Juniper. I'm not that guy. But it's more used. So it's like Microsoft Linux or Microsoft and Mac. You need to know this stuff, because when you go to a bank, when you go in any shop and you raise your eyes to the top, to the ceiling, you see that they have a Cisco access.
Cisco router or Cisco IP phones. Everywhere these things are used.
You need to know. I mean, I personally like it as a company. I really like it. And if you want to have job opportunities, you have to do at least CCNA. This is the truth.
Absolutely requirement.
Be replaced. If you hear someone say, "Oh, you don't need to do any CCNA anymore," it's a thing in the past. Again, they are telling you that internet is
BS.
a thing of the past. This is really nonsense. It's really nonsense, and it's not replaced by anything. CCNA is the basics. Has to be done with the hands-on and not only the theory. So that's my recommendation.
And they have kept it refreshed.
Exactly.
Exactly.
But having said that, I understand also there are people really coming from scratch. They want to have an introduction to C. They want to decide if the networking is something that can be of their interest, or we can make something on YouTube. So we just publish something, and then we see if people want. They will let us know. We can continue like this.